Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow believers, my brothers and sisters in Christ. Let's get it going. Welcome back to the Badlands. Day 45 out here. No food, no water. Found a random cup of coffee, but that's what we've been surviving off of. And we've been going strong, guys. So anyways, in today's video, that was a joke, in case you're wondering. Today's video, very important one. Very important. I hope all these videos can be important, guys. Listening to some random dude yap in the wilderness. Excuse the squinty eyes. It's bright out. Give me a break. It's either this or sunglasses, guys. In today's video, I want to speak of something very important and something that does not happen today. And I mean, actually, make no mistake, if it doesn't happen, it will happen in a perverted way. And that is my friend. I've actually made a video of it beforehand. That, guys, is your hero's call to adventure. And more specific than that, your initiation as a man. I was speaking to my wife about this earlier today on the way to church. And if you guys think of any man, any book, any story, any philosophy, but let's just keep it simple, any single man. In fact, they still do this in a few places in the world. There is something known as an initiation. Now, if you guys are unfamiliar with what this is, in ancient cultures, they did this all the time, right? Now they do it in some parts of Africa and Australia, a lot of like indigenous places, like with tribes. Yet here we are, we're so evolved and we don't even have this. So we have grown men at age 50, right? We actually have no definitive point from boyhood to manhood. You see with women, on the other hand, guys, they do have that. When a woman has her period, she is now literally from girl to woman. She's able to give children. And granted, there should be more women initiations. My wife is actually kind of cooking that up on what that is. I would say a lot of it is finding a good husband, raising children. It's really what it comes down to, is denying yourself, right? But as men, we do not have this boyhood to manhood. Now, you could say it's puberty, and I think that's a great sign or start of it. But you see, what would happen in these initiation tribes is that what they would do is once this boy hits puberty, let's just say, and you're gonna have to excuse my squinty eyes, it is bright as heck. Once this boy's hit puberty, what these men would do, the elders, right, the men who of course have done that hero's call to adventure, right, is they would go in, they would grab this boy. And you know what the first thing they would do, guys, which is why I LARP, is that the right word? I hit so hard on you guys avoiding women. The first thing they would do to initiate this boy would be remove him from his mother. Boy, oh boy, you know, if you guys are still obsessed with women, you're obsessed with your mom. Yeah, take that to the bank. If you're obsessed with women, you have mommy issues. I see so many of these like red pill guys saying, oh, you know, if she has unprocessed trauma, run. You know, if she has daddy issues, you have mommy issues. You're woman obsessed because of your mom. You can't wipe your own ass. You need your mom to wipe your ass. That's really what it comes down to. And now you're looking for this in your future girl. It's no different. You are still connected to the umbilical cord. Make no mistake. I'm just tired of seeing all the men blaming women when meanwhile, like, you still got it yourself. It is so symbolic and spiritual and important that the man removes the child from the mother, right? They'll all kind of team up and granted, like, they know what's going on. You know, the kid doesn't know when it's going to happen. The mom knows what's going to happen. And they'll team up one day at like 3, 4 in the morning, right? Pitch black. The little 13-year-old is nice and chill inside his mom's house, which is another reason why you guys should move out. And what'll happen is these men will go in and they will just scare the crap out of him and remove him. They'll bring him out. They'll basically kidnap him, right? They'll bring him out into the middle of the forest. And you guys can search up these initiation tribes. They happen to this day. And they will put that boy through various trials, man. Hard trials. We're talking like go fight a lion, go fight a bear. I think that's how a lot of them would get their names, actually, right? Go like kill a crocodile with your bare hands. In African tribes, I've seen a video recently. They would have, I think it's called, what is that name? It's a type of hornet. I think it's like a, like the bullet ant. Yeah, that's what it's called. It's called the bullet ant. I think they do this in like Africa. And man, oh man, dude, I would probably crumble so bad. So our initiation is like nothing based on what these guys had. And this is like the most painful ant in the entire world. Yeah, the most painful ant, or like a hornet. And what they would do is like one sting man would like knock a grown man out. I think they would have these gloves or these mittens infested with them. We're talking there's probably like 100 bullet ants on each glove, and you would have to keep your hands inside that glove, I think for like maybe an hour or maybe like 15 minutes. And if you made even a squeak, you failed. Like if you made even a ow, you failed. You got to do it all over again. And man, I'm not saying that's smart. I think a lot of people died actually through that. They started going to like hallucinations and stuff. But you guys kind of get the picture. It would have to be something that was not easy. And the problem with today, guys, is we don't have that. And because we don't have that, we have grown man children who like there is no, I've coached guys who are 50, 25, 15. I've met more mature 15-year-olds than I have 30-year-olds. Right? And I say this to myself, guys, I still need to constantly be initiated. It never ends, right? David Data, The Way of the Superior Man. It's like peeling layers of an onion. There's always new levels, which is phenomenal. And I'm going to give you what this initiation is shortly. But does that make sense? This is why we have overgrown, like almost 30-year-olds making, Christian dating coaches, and they're man children. And, or you can have a 15-year-old who's really on his Paul arc and he's really submitting himself to the Lord. And I truly do believe, guys, as a Christian man, our call to adventure is fully submitting your life to Jesus. That's it. And do you want to know why I say that? Do you want to know why it's not necessarily one thing? It's not just, I mean, there are good things we should do, like move out of our mom's house, become self-sufficient, go work a full-time job, pay off debts, go get married, have kids. I'll be honest, man, I think having kids and getting married is a big one, but not necessarily, because Paul wasn't married. Paul didn't have children. It's submitting your life to Jesus fully. You see, when God, man, I'll tell you guys this, if you want to go through your initiation, follow God completely, right? In church today, we were talking about the rich young ruler, right? He comes to Jesus, and I believe this is in Mark, right? And he says, "Good teacher," right? A lot of Muslims like to use this. And Jesus says, "Why do you call me good?" Right? There's none good but God. And what he's doing is he's questioning this guy, because the cocky young guy, the young rich ruler, is just like, "Hey, man, like you're God, right?" And Jesus is like, basically what he's saying is like, "Look, if you called me God, you'd act a bit more correct." Right? And the guy's, here he is, he's boasting. He's an idolater, he's lying, and he's like, "Good teacher, I've done everything. I've kept the law perfect since I've been a kid. I do A, B, C, D, yada, yada, yada. Like, what does it take? Come on, am I going to heaven?" And Jesus says, "Hey, yeah, all right. You've kept all these things, but there's one thing you haven't done yet." And the rich young ruler is like, "What, huh?" And Jesus is like, "Sell all your possessions and then come follow me." And the rich young ruler doesn't do that. He's like, "I can't do it. I can't do it." And so what he was exposing is Jesus was not preaching a works-based salvation. He was using his own standard of how he keeps the law perfectly, how he's great, and he was showing how he's not. You're a hypocrite. And it's the same thing, guys. And this is why a couple of videos back, it's actually the one I posted today, I spoke of how most Christian men are idolaters. It is going to be almost impossible for you to follow God's call to adventure wholeheartedly if you have all these dead idols. Because essentially what you're doing, and that's why I spoke, on how the biggest idol is usually women. Guys, you don't got to be a rocket scientist to understand how all these videos are pretty similar. It's avoid women, follow God. Remove matriarchy, follow patriarchy. That's all it is at the end of the day. That's what initiation is. That's what manhood is. It is not one foot in, right? Okay, like the tribe, they kind of got me, but I still want to hold on to my mom, but I still want to hold on to my cushy job, but I still want to hold on to my girlfriend. I hold on to fame, hold on to what this is. Choose a side, man. Jesus says, and there's so much, I'll be brutally honest with you guys. I think the hero's call to adventure got all their ideas from the Bible, I would say. So, I mean, look at the similarities, the symbolism. Jesus says in Matthew 10, right? Right? Don't think I've come to bring peace. I've come to bring what? A sword to divide who? Mother against daughter, son against father, right? Daughter-in-law against mother-in-law, right? Don't think I've come to bring peace, man. The Bible says that, right, in Matthew 10, I'm telling you, Matthew 10 is some of the best verses about like discipleship. He says that in the end days, your enemies will be those in your household. Man, oh man, guys, how many of you have this girlfriend that you can't give up and you're not following God? I'll tell you guys this, man. God is calling every single one of you. He's grabbing every single one of your guys' hand to initiate you, but it's your fault. You're not allowing him to do it. And I'm saying this now as a man who has been on his Paul arc, who is now married, who has a kid on the way. When God needs to call you away from, and this is why it's really cringy too, if you as a Christian man have a lot of friends. If you're a Christian man, it's a completely different video, and you have a lot of like guy friends, that's a very, unless you guys are all going to war together, which I know you're not, that's a very gay, effeminate thing. Like that is it's a very childish thing, because essentially what you're doing is you guys are all kind of like uninitiated man children, all like circle jerking each other, kind of coping, and you don't feel miserable anymore because you guys are all together, right? Misery loves company. True initiated men are usually by themselves. They're in the Badlands. They're in the wilderness period, man. It's not sexy. It's painful. It's confusing. And I'm telling you guys, you need to go through it. If you do not go through this here's call to adventure, if you do not go through your initiation, which is painful, you'll be a man-child to the day you die. And make no mistake, guys, you cannot fake this. There's a reason why, and this is not to like toot my horn or anything, but there's a reason why with myself and men I look up to older than myself, you cannot fake authority. Does that make sense? Lately, I've been seeing some of these Christian YouTuber guys like literally copy my videos, like thumbnail style and everything. So I know they're watching it, and you'll just notice like, why do we sound so different? It's almost like we're speaking to the same thing, but we sound so different. And that is because you cannot fake your initiation or lack thereof. You can't. Trust me, you can't. Men, I'm not gonna swear, but we SHIT test each other. Men shit test each other all the time. And what I mean by that is we size each other up, not because we wanna like out alpha the other person, no, but we're seeing, are you really about what you say you are? And a lot of men aren't, unfortunately. And the reason they aren't is because they haven't gone through their initiation. Man, I'm telling you this, I'm still being initiated every day. Me having this child on the way is a huge initiation, goodness gracious, right? Me moving from Canada to Texas, leaving anything that was familiar behind, starting a ministry from scratch, in a place I don't know, working on getting my green card, right? During the whole ICE raids and everything. That was a very unsettling time. And God put me through that initiation. God knows you're going to be okay. God knows that you'll be able to kill the lion. You'll be able to endure the bullet ant pain. Heck, it might take you 30 times, but you'll be able to do it at one point. But if you can't take that risk, if you can't leave, I'm telling you guys, it's not rocket science. If you cannot leave your home village, mommy, your girlfriend, you're cooked. You haven't even begun yet. 90% of you Christian men have not even begun your hero's call to adventure because you're still attached to your mother. Umbilical cord betas. Type that in the chat. Umbilical cord betas. Type this, hashtag cut the umbilical cord. Welcome to the Badlands, guys. Hopefully this channel can really initiate a lot of you guys. Not that I can do it for you, but it's just documenting and showing you the reality of initiation. It's lonely, man. It is not sexy. Be prepared to lose a lot of friends, a lot of money, a lot of material possession. Just like that rich young ruler, man. Not because like money is bad per se, but your idolatry and holding on to it over God. That's what's bad. That young rich ruler, man, could have been reigning with Jesus. He had Jesus in front of his eyes. He could have been a disciple, right? But you said, yeah, you want to follow me? You want to be a real disciple, man? You want to be preaching out and about, right? You got to give this stuff up. And a lot of you guys can't do that. And that is something I have to examine myself daily about. God, what am I holding on to? And I know there's stuff I'm holding on to. We're all idolaters. We all hold on to stuff. If you're being honest with yourself, God, what do you want me to let go of? And I'm just here to tell you guys that God has such a beautiful plan and such a beautiful path designed for you, man. It's already ready. He, in his providence, he's already foreseen it. It's there. But you cannot follow that because you're still holding on to these dead idols. Guys, if there's one thing I can tell you from this YouTube channel, if there's one thing I'm going to keep hammering out, it's that. We have mommy, effeminacy, dead idols, which is really just attachment to the world. And you have Jesus, you have God, you have patriarch, you have purpose, lineage, tribe, initiation. And you're right here right now, and you have to make a choice. And guess what, man? Come Judgment Day, you cannot blame anybody else but yourself. You can't blame your girlfriend. You can't blame, well, that Christian dating coach, he told me to do it. You can't blame him either. At the end of the day, your spirit bears witness, right? The Bible says that we suppress the truth in unrighteousness. Jesus says, John 14:26, that he'll give us a remembrance of everything that he has told us. All this stuff comes to us. We are without excuse come Judgment Day. I'll tell you guys that. You can't be saying this person told you or this person didn't tell you. God is telling you. And what you're choosing to do because of your comfort is you're ignoring that. I'm telling you guys this, you want to follow God, get ready to lose everything. I literally lost everything, guys. I lost my big worldly business, making me 6 figures a year. I went $20,000 in debt. I lost any friend. I lost my popularity. I was a competitive powerlifter. I was living alone. I had my girlfriend. I had everything, dude. Like, to the world standard, I literally had everything, and all of that gone. Gone. And it's because God told me to. And that was I think that was probably one of my biggest initiations. That was a big one. My dad dying young, that was a big one. Having to now be the man of the household and go get that bread, right? That's what fueled my entrepreneurship, my drive, my hunger for that. Looking like an idiot. Can you look like an idiot on YouTube? Can you guys street preach in public? There's a reason I keep telling you guys to street preach, and I still get copers saying, nah, I'm not called for that. You're just gay. You're a weak Ned Flanders, goofy Christian, beta umbilical cord baby who's still attached to his mom. And you know it. You guys need to street preach because you need to unshackle this fear of man. I don't even care like whether like you street preach or not. Like you genuinely may not be called for it as far as like pursuing it as a full-time ministry. That doesn't mean you still shouldn't do it though. We're called, Mark 16:15, to preach the gospel to the entire world. You know, guys, here's the last thing I'm going to say, okay? This is the sign of a good Christian men's channel. They're not telling you or allowing you to hyperfixate on, you know, what's your next relationship? What's the next Christian dating app? They're saying, when have you last street preached? One is attached to matriarchy, one is attached to patriarchy. Choose this day in whom you will serve. Jesus says, Matthew 10:34, don't think I've come to bring peace, man. David, your videos are real like divisive. They seem really like either in or out, because that's the gospel. That is discipleship. You're either a sheep or you're a goat. You're a child of God or you're a child of Satan. You're a disciple or you're not. All right, and I'm not conflating salvation and discipleship, but make no mistake, there's a reason we have two judgment seats, guys. You have to give an account for everything you do in this life. Everything. And your lukewarmness, your effeminacy and idolatry will cause you either if you're not born again, you go to hell. But if you are born again, it will cause you a massive loss in your eternal rewards, guys. What we do now affects how we live in the next life. So if you want to live in a bummy hobo shack, no gift, like can you imagine, like, bro, I'll just tell you this, man, you don't want to be that Christian on Judgment Day and like, yeah, you got saved, but you had nothing to offer. Like you literally built all your treasures here. You built no heavenly treasure. Man, that sucks. You're gonna live in a hobo den. Everyone's just gonna look at you like, I don't think in heaven people are gonna care, but you get what I mean. Like, bro, what a shame. Like, can you imagine, like, we all get drafted World War III or something, and, like, everyone has, like, all their kills, and, like, you've done nothing. You've just, like, hid in the bunker the whole time? Or you're playing, like, Call of Duty when you were a kid? Like you had nothing. This whole time you did nothing. I'm telling you guys, like, you can fake it online. You can fake it to your buddies. You can't fake it to God. Every passing day, you're either gaining heavenly rewards or you're not. That's it. And that's up to you, man. You know, work at your salvation with yourself. That's up to you. I hope that you guys are able to be empowered by this channel and inspired, but like, you can't fake it. At a certain point, you need to stop lying to yourself and you cannot run. You can fake it to your goofy circle jerk man-children friend who all accumulate nothing together. You guys are bragging about worldly wins that have nothing to do with the kingdom. You can do that, but you cannot fool God. I'll tell you this, guys, in Hebrews it says that it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God, and that's speaking to believers, saved Jews. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. The Bible says in Revelation that when Jesus returns, many Christians will have their head where? To the floor. Don't let that be you, man. Heck, I hope that's not me. I know there's so much more I can do and like how much I'm falling short. You know, one good thing I like about the church that I'm at now, almost every single elder, every person who's older than us was a missionary, like worldwide. Venezuela, we were speaking to a lady out there who was a missionary in Venezuela, my pastor in Mexico, in Portugal, in Poland, you name it, for decades, guys. I'm not saying you have to do that, but like, that's a church. And today we just have goofy rock concerts where you guys are having circles talking about your emotions on where's your next woman. It's so ass backwards effeminate. What a joke, dude. I promise you, Jesus was here today, and excuse my language, but it is what it is. He would flip so many tables of just effeminate men wearing Jesus crosses, claiming to be these masculine, making Christian men masculine again. Pfft, what a joke, dude. Being masculine is unsexy. It is not fun. You're by yourself. You have no friends. Where are my friends, guys? Are you guys here? Do I have friends? I have my mom here. I have my wife, and I got a couple clients. Where's my... So of course I'm being a little facetious now. I'm kind of joking, but like, I'm okay looking like an extremist or like kind of like a bully or the mean guy, just so you guys can move the needle, right? I'm okay being here just so you guys can come here. Whatever, man, make me look stupid, make videos, oh, he's mean, whatever. But if that's able to genuinely help you guys move, give some level of initiation, which is really God gonna do that, then amen, my job's complete. My job's complete, praise Jesus. Praise Jesus, man. Because when I die, I know these videos will all replay in front of me. In a good or a bad way, whether I do them or I don't. So hopefully that can help you guys. You can start having a much more eternal mindset, not just a temporary, where can I bust my next nut? I just can't believe it, man. I can't believe it. I guess it does make sense why. I'll just say you guys have a purpose. You matter. If you go initiate, you now matter, because God needs you to do that to other people. I need men to initiate myself. I'm constantly looking up to elders, pastors, maybe my father-in-law, men who are older than you, doing it, constantly looking up to them. What can I learn from you guys, right? What's the next initiation I can do? That's a good thing, but it's ugly, man. Manhood is ugly and it's gritty. It's just like the Badlands, and I love it. It's not sexy. It is boring. It is humbling. It's dry, but it's fulfilling. It's just like eating chicken and rice. Lately I've been dieting, and I know I'm kind of yapping on here. It's probably because I need to eat, but like I've been doing much more fast, and I'm done, man. I'm done being fat and overweight. And by that I mean like I can lose like 10 pounds. And it's just like eating beef and rice, man, with a little bit of sriracha and some jalapenos. You cut them up. You guys like that? I love jalapenos, man. You put some spice in there. No seed oils, no fried this, no calamari, no special drink, just like water. And you know what, man, it'll sustain you. And yeah, so I'm kind of yapping at this point, guys. So thank you so much. I love you all. This is good lighting now. What is this right now? 4:30. This is perfect lighting. I can look at the camera, I don't need to squint. Sorry guys, my SD card got full. I know I'm a little harsh in these videos, but I say this because I care about you guys. This is true love, okay? It's not just coddling you, making you feel good. It is being truthful, right? And I said it to myself, man. So thank you guys. Have an amazing day. I love you guys. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. I want to plug, if you guys are interested, there is coaching below. And that's it. Thank you. Have an amazing day. And just keep growing, man. Just keep going down your path. Be okay with it being ugly and mundane and tumultuous at times. Like, just make that your norm. When we keep chasing dopamine and going out to dinners every day and this, you're really frying your brain. That is no different than fapping every night. It's no different. You're creating that as your new homeostasis, and then when you actually just live in your mundane normal, you're gonna be depressed. When you can make this your normal, when you can make eating chicken and rice your normal, oh man, then when life is better than that, you're like, this is phenomenal, but like, you're okay. That is a dangerous man. So hopefully that makes sense. Check you guys next time. Till then, much love. Peace.